Next time on Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's muscles erupt with his newly bridled power, and Cell sends his children to test a boy's strength all at once. The Cell Juniors reveal they too know the Z-Fighter's special moves, but it's too little too late, and Gohan is prepared to destroy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Demetri J of Planet Nowhere Studios. I have a special guest with me here today. Would you like to share your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Kyle Hebert. I'm a voice actor currently in Los Angeles. Started out in Dallas 13 years ago on a little obscure show called Dragon Ball Z.
It's amazing. I know him from doing like just the little voice at the beginning and the end of it, and he's still like one of my childhood icons.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I that's what I'm most remembered for. I'll go to conventions and people say, "Will you narrate my life?" Or will you do my voicemail? Like, Johnny's not here right now. He's training to be a Super Saiyan next time.
I was gonna ask you to do that later.
Z.
I was gonna ask you to do that later.
That's fine.
It's amazing because you voice like Gohan too, but no remembers you for that. There's just always the narrator.
Well, no. I get a lot of Gohan love, but here's the problem. A lot of people go, "I love Gohan." And I go, "Oh, cool, thanks." And they go, "Yeah, when he fights Cell." It's like, that's not me. That's not me. I'm the one when he goes to high school and the Great Saiyaman and Mystic Gohan and all that. It's like, oh, okay.
Not as cool, but okay.
And then, a couple people come out of the woodwork and go, "I love Saiyaman," because, he's considered the Jar Jar Binks of Dragon Ball. And I
don't see the problem with Saiyaman. I was actually him for Halloween one year when I was like 11.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I see some cosplayers occasionally, and I always try to go out of my way to say, "Hey, thanks for giving him some love," because he took a lot of hate over the years.
Everyone thought I was the Great Kazoo from Flintstones. But enough babbling. Let's actually start talking about something important. I have a list of questions here. The first half of them are like the actual professional questions, and the second half is just like the inside fanboy questions that we've all been dying to hear. So, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. First, the most generic and obvious one. How did you get into the business of voice acting? Sorry.
I came at this from radio. Got a degree in broadcasting. I was always too shy to get on stage because most voice actors are actors by trade. They're on camera, they're on stage. I was always too shy for that. So I thought being locked up in a room and talking into a mic would help facilitate getting the performance side of me out without having to deal with the anxiety of people staring at you and, the pressure of having to memorize lines and everything. And I found that it worked. It boosted my confidence. I still prefer working in VO rather than on camera. I've done a little bit of on-camera stuff with friends, webisode stuff and projects, but that you get spoiled. In voiceover, your script's always in front of you, and it doesn't matter what you look like. You don't have to be a certain age or a height or a size, and regardless of or gender. I mean, a lot of the women play little boy voices, and even though I haven't really done women voices, but I can say that I. Yeah. Well, I played a pretty wide range of people and characters, human and non, through the years, and I've just had a blast with it. So, working in radio, I heard about auditions at Funimation at the time I was living in Dallas, and I got it very, very lucky. I was already a fan of Dragon Ball Z. It'd been airing since '95 in the States, and then it caught on to Toonami. It was the #1 show, and our radio station was trying to work together with Funimation to get together some giveaways, because I worked for Radio Disney, actually.
Oh, really?
So, I was there for 9 years. And my background, again, wasn't acting, but when they said, "Do you have any acting experience?" When I went into audition, I said, "Well, I work for Radio Disney. I do character voices, and I produce feature segments and radio dramas for them, and I'm on the air." And it's like, "Yeah, that counts." Like, okay,
close enough. Awesome. You got it.
Yeah, and that's led to everything else ever since. Dragon Ball Z is kind of the thing that started my career.
That's a great start. What special talent do you think the field requires, and how's it different from just traditional acting?
Well, obviously, you have to subtract the physicality of it to a large degree because on stage you're projecting and you're hitting your mark and going all over the place, whereas you have a static object that you have to focus your energy towards, which is the microphone. And obviously, you can't be slinging your arms left and right without slamming into the mic and everything. So you kind of have to take some sort of a stance. You can still move your hands about, but you can't be wearing loud clothing and jewelry and everything. And the thing about voice acting is it really is acting. That is the centerpiece of it all. People always misunderstand and think that, oh, my friends think I should be a voice actor. And I said, why? And they said, because I do great impressions. Now, impressions are great for parties, and it's a nice skill to have, but no one has made a career of just doing impressions. If you want to bring something to a performance and stand out in an audition, you got to bring a piece of yourself. Yeah. So, I use impressions sometimes as a basis for an influence or inspiration, but I'm never necessarily outright doing impressions, not for a majority of what I do. I'm trying to just piece together, these little bits together and kind of doing a jigsaw puzzle in my mind about creating characters, because you're given this task that not only do you have to be a good actor, but you have to have good cold read skills. You have to be able to improvise, throw together all this stuff in a heartbeat. And then you have to be able to change it at a blink of an eye, because the director may change their mind and say, no, take it more this way. And you always have to be a sponge. You have to be flexible and all that. So it's a big dance. And, of course, the technical aspect. And I've heard on-screen actors talk about how it's a difficult challenge for them. But I warmed right up to it because I've always been passionate about it ever since I was a kid watching Looney Tunes. I just thought it was the most fascinating thing that all these character voices came out of one man, Mel Blanc. And, even though now as an adult you listen and hear, okay, well, they're sort of similar, but he imbibed those personalities and brought those characters to life with either a speech impediment or an accent or some sort of thing to make them stick out and really do that. So
I always knew that Daffy and Sylvester are the same voice, but like the fact that they're the same person as Tweety Bird and Yosemite Sam, like that blew my mind when I grew up and read up on it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, people don't take into account the amount of work that goes into voice acting and whatnot. Like they think it's, as you said, the impression thing. Like I don't voice act. I make online videos and do this. And, like I'll be in my room recording in my microphone for like 4 hours to make like a 2-minute video. So I know for you actually doing stuff that matters, it must be harder and must be like a long process, wasn't it?
Well, again, I'm kind of just used to it. It's always they just throw you on the front lines, and you just got to be able to stand your own against everyone else. So it is a competitive field, but again, I'm starting from passion and then interest, and then wanting to take the steps to get to a professional level, which involved at first it was just luck. I hadn't really had acting classes beforehand, but I've since learned that absolutely, you can never